it is really good to get confirmation for what you have been teaching. Have you ever had that experience where you have been giving advice, trying to teach somebody, trying to get some concept across to people for a while, and you believe it, and you know it's true, and you know it's effective? Do you know that was your own personal experience? But then you hear an author, you hear some podcaster, you hear some supposed expert say the same thing. Well, I guess that helps you believe them more, but that helps realize that, you know what, I have confirmation for what I've been teaching. Even though some of the people I've been trying to teach don't seem to get it, they don't seem to believe it, they don't seem to act on the advice that I have been giving, the advice that helped me get through my mess. Maybe it's, there's always that doubt. Well, it helped me, but it doesn't seem to help them. Well, when you get that confirmation from that other author and from the testimonies that they give from their experience with the people that they coach and help, that yes, that advice is good, it is sound, it does help people, and you are on the right track. It's always challenging. Like we need to be in a good balance where we don't need to live for the affirmation of other people, but whenever we get affirmation, it's a good thing and celebrate it. So I'm listening to this book, Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins, and she is repeating so many of the things that I have been teaching the people around me. And it's great confirmation to get, it feels great to get confirmation from a notable speaker like Mel Robbins. Now, I don't agree with all of her stances on things, and I don't agree with all of the things that she says in the book. But most of the things that I agree with. And the things that I don't agree with, I need to reflect on and say, which one is right, or in which situations are both of them right? But the concept is that you can't rescue somebody. You cannot make someone else go through the healing process, because people cope with things because the reality is too hard. So we need an outlet. We are all built to chase the easiest thing, to take the path of least resistance. And when you're dealing with a serious situation, with me, it was my divorce and losing my kids that just broke me. Man, it broke me to pieces. And every time I would see their picture, I would just cry. Every time I would see their toys, I would just break down. And it was so hard. So I had to look for other outlets to deal with the reality I was in. And I had to cope to, make up the gap from the reality I was in and the reality I wanted to be in. Me missing my kids was devastating. It just broke me. And that's kind of the nature of divorce, and it's kind of the nature of trauma. It's going to stretch you further than you think you can be stretched. And there's so many people around you that love you, that want you to get better, that want you to get the healing that you need to get through this, to make the two realities measure up. And people that love you are going to try to encourage you and to try to push you, to try to motivate you into taking the steps for your healing. And whenever you see somebody else that you love, that they're coping with their reality not being what they want, that you are going to want to do the work for them, to make it easy for them to get through this. But you know what? You cannot do the work for them. You cannot force a person to live up to the quality of the standard of life that you think is acceptable for you. So it doesn't matter if it's someone you love or just some homeless person on the street, or I don't know, the town drunk, or people that are on drugs. The people that are just in a mess of a situation, they have to live through the suffering. They have to feel the pain so that they can decide to go through the process of healing. Because the process of healing is going to be challenging. It's going to be hard. The process of mending those two realities of what you want and what is, it's a hard situation. But God lets us experience hardship. And Jesus experienced suffering, and he said that we are going to suffer. Now we're going to suffer at the hands of people that want bad for us, and in a way we suffer at the hands of people that want good for us. Whenever they say or show that whatever we're doing, the lives we are, the people that we are at that moment aren't acceptable, aren't what they expect from you, you know, that hurts. But realize that they're wanting the best for you. And whenever you go through a hardship, you need to realize that the people around you, that they love you and they want the best for you. But you people who are around the people that are making a wreck of their life, you know what? You have to let them go through this. Because God has ordained this pain and this suffering. And sometimes that sounds really harsh. And that doesn't sound very loving. But kind of like, as parents, disciplining our kids does not feel good. It does not feel good to me to discipline my children. I want a fun and a loving relationship environment all the time. I think growth happens more in love. But sometimes you have to discipline them, and it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to either one. But that is the course of action that needs to happen. And in the same way, whenever we're dealing with an adult, we have to let them go through the difficult situation because it's for their best. And God knowing what's best, and God seeing, you know, things that are not in our time, seeing what the person is going to eventually face. God knows that this is the best course of action for them. That this is the most loving thing. Because it's preparing them for something that is to come. It's preparing them for the life that God has planned for them to experience in all of its glory, all of its goodness. But you can't do the work for somebody else. If someone's homeless, you can give them food and that will ease their homelessness. Or you can buy them an apartment, rent them an apartment for a week, a month, whatever, to help cure their situation. But it's not going to. People will always return to the situation that they are comfortable with. You cannot do the work for them. They have to learn that the situation they're in is not what they want. And so they must do the work to overcome it. And when you try to do the work to overcome it for them, you steal from that person the accomplishment of discovering that they are capable to handle it. You can't do for someone else what they refuse to do for themselves. It doesn't matter how loving you intend it to be. It ends up being harmful. We hurt people whenever we handle their pain for them. It almost seems counterintuitive, doesn't it? But it's true. That our love for somebody else needs to let them hurt. If you really love them, you will let them face what God knows they need to face. And then when the time comes, when they do the work, they will end up having the same experience I had with this let them theory of Mel Robbins, that they will get the confirmation that they have been doing the right work, that they have been following a principle that does help. It helps them, and that principle needs to be applied to other people as well. Confirmation is helpful. And confirmation, it comes in a lot of different forms, and it depends on the situation we're in. But whenever we are struggling and hurting, we need someone to confirm that we are on the right track by encouraging us. And not by giving us false hope, not by lying to us and telling us that the suffering is pointless, or that the suffering shouldn't be happening. But by walking with us in the work we do to overcome the pain that we are in. We need somebody by our side. And the person that's doing the work, they need to be willing to accept the confirmation. Sometimes we play it real humble. We're doing the work and somebody compliments the work that they notice. And we say, it's nothing. I'm not really doing anything. But you know what? You are. You are doing the thing that most people aren't willing to do. Maybe it just so happened that you were hurting enough that got you motivated to work. That you realize your kids need the best version of you so that they can live up and grow up to live the life, the best life that they were intended to live. Did that come across right? As a parent, you are the example for your children. And you need to live your best life so that the next generation, so that your kids can see that amazing life is possible for them. That no matter what the struggle is, that they can overcome it, and they know they can because they see you overcome it, and they know that their best life is possible because they see you living your best life. People are counting on us. And a lot of times people will not heal for their own best interest. And that's where I differ in this Let Them Theory book. She says that people only heal for their own best interest. That people won't heal for anybody else. I don't know. I believe that whenever you are miserable, you're not really interested in healing. You're just self-medicating and just interested in not being conscious and just being numbed out. But when somebody is depending on you and you are the only one that can stand up and help make their lives better, that you can help someone you love reach their full potential, when it's about somebody else needing you, I believe that's the motivating force. And that's the expression of love. And love overcomes all challenges, and love overcomes all evil, and love overcomes all hardships. And you acting in love will overcome all the challenges that will ever come at you. Knowing that somebody else is counting on you motivates you to be your best. So, anyway, guys, have a great day.